Hello, creative friends. I got this recently, these Watercolor Confetti's Tropicals, and I've never used them before. I just opened this up and unwrapped the pans and decided to try them out to see, you know, what I can do with them or what they look like. And I'm not even sure, let's see, I'm not even sure what the number to the colors are anymore. I took the wrappers off, which had the numbers. And now that I'm looking at this, I realize the pans don't say what number they are, so I'm not even sure if these numbers are correct. But anyway, I am going to go ahead and I want to just see what these colors look like to begin with. So I'm just going to put them on the card. Let's see if I can make sure I'm in view. I don't know if this is number 13 or something else, but anyway, the brown, that's a nice brown so far from what I'm getting. These are very highly pigmented, which is nice, and they go on quite nicely on this card. I mean, obviously, you know, your paper is going to have make a difference as far as how the paint goes on to your substrate. So if different papers take the paint and the wet medium better than other papers, so I'm not really concerned whether, you know, what the number of the color is. I basically just want to see what these colors look like on paper, because some of these are so dark you can't even tell what color they are anymore. So that's a really pretty vibrant purple, which I would not have guessed by looking at this in the pan. And let's see what I get here. Oh, nice. It's like a very bright hot pink. I guess it's supposed to be a red. I'm assuming that the more you add, the redder it's going to get, the darker it's going to get. So let's see, this here definitely looks red. So let's see what this looks like on paper. And I think I got a little too much water that time. Yes, that's definitely red. That's a very pretty red. I'm just using some water over here off to the side, my jar of water, to rinse my brush so I don't get cross-contamination, and I can see also what the true color is of the paint that I'm looking at. And that's a nice bright yellow, which is kind of different, you know, than the ochre color. And let's see, we'll try this green. This looks like an olive green. Let me go this way. It's a nice olive green. Make sure I get all that out of there. And these other colors, again, they're so dark. I mean, I could tell that's a blue. So let's see, this is a darker green. Oh, that's a nice forest green. I like that. And let's see what else we got. This should be then an even darker green. Yep. That's definitely a darker green. That's more, I guess, of a forest green than that. And this should be blue. I want it to get more of a pigment there. And this should be, I guess, a darker blue. I'm guessing with the way these colors are going. And the last one should be, I'm assuming, black. Or is that just a darker? Ooh, pretty purple. Isn't that a pretty purple? Guess you don't need black because you can always make black. That is a really pretty purple. So I like those colors. Those are really pretty. They're nice and bright and vibrant, and definitely very pigmented. I've got like a piece of my paintbrush. As you can see, these paintbrushes are well used and they're falling apart. And part of this is part of the problem with leaving your paintbrushes in water, which I tend to do more than I would dare to admit to, because then the wood swells up and then all the paint cracks and the heads come off and bristles fall out and it just makes a big mess, which is why I tend to use these really cheap paintbrushes, because I ruin more paintbrushes than I care to admit, and you could just toss them in and get, you know, new ones. So I want to grab, I'm kind of curious now. I'm going to grab this book. I don't know that there's anything. Oh, there's a drawing that I did eons ago. And I'm just curious about, I don't know, let's see about, the colors are so pretty and vibrant. I don't know that we need to mix any colors. I kind of wanted to mix some colors, but they already seem to have a nice, you know, arrangement of values here. I'm going to start with this blue and just see how it reacts on the paper. And again, I guess the more, I've got a lot of water there, so if I didn't use as much water, I'd probably get like a deeper blue. And this purple was so pretty. Very nice, vibrant purple. Very pigmented. And this, I'm gonna just kind of play and try to put some yellow. Yeah, see? Purple and yellow make a really ugly mud. This is where it's important to know your color theory, but purple and blue make a really pretty green. And of course, if you want to make a purple, then that would be blue. I can get some blue on here. Got a lot of water in that. Let's try to get rid of some of that. This blue isn't as bright or as dark as the blue I just had up here. And get the, and red. Let's see what kind of a purple we can get with that. No, that makes, I don't know what that makes. It's kind of an ugly brown. So, like me, still learning my color wheel, It's blue and what makes purple? Blue. It says blue and red make purple, but that is not purple. That's what I thought, that blue and red should be purple. That's definitely not purple. Let me try to add a little more blue. See if we can get it to be purple. But no, not purple. So that's not turning out so good. Let's see, purple and yellow are kind of opposite, so that would make sense. That would turn into a brown. This I'm not sure about. But let's try red and yellow. We should get orange. So I'm going to put some red on here. And then add yellow to that and see. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Red and yellow, you get orange, right? It looks like you would just get a lighter shade of orange, which is really close, you know, I guess depending on how much yellow you put in it. Depends on how orange it is, how close to the red side or the yellow side it is. So, I mean, I guess, you know, if you're interested in getting some in between, like in between these two, kind of a light orange, you could do that. This one, I'm not sure why that didn't quite come out. It come out more black, kind of a bluish black. So this is, you know, one of the reasons why it's probably a good idea if you're doing a painting to test your colors onto another surface or a similar surface to see if you're going to be mixing them, you know, how they're going to react. Because if, you know, you wanted to do a purple by putting, you know, red and blue together, you can see that it may not work for you. I'm curious though, let's see, I'm going to do two experiments here. I'm going to use this blue, okay, with a little bit of red. I can't remember which blue I used with the red. Okay. And see, it needs more blue apparently. Yeah, that looks like what I used there. This blue with that red. Let's try the other darker blue. I'm kind of curious if the one blue works better than the other. Okay, so this is the darker blue. With some red here. Get this more clean. Red is pretty strong, so I'm only going to get, yeah, see, neither one of these work to make a purple. But, you know, you got a really beautiful purple here, so you don't really need to mix a purple. That's the one thing about these watercolor paints that I can see right off the bat, and that I said at the beginning. You have a pretty nice arrangement and different values in the colors that you get in this kit. So I can't imagine that you would do too much color mixing. You may want to do maybe some blending of some colors, and that might get you into trouble with, you know, some of the blending of the colors if you aren't sure like how they're going to react together and what you're going to end up with, which is again the best idea to practice on a separate sheet of paper or something similar to what you're working on. But all in all, I mean, I really love the colors. They're nice and bright. They're really pretty. They're very pigmented. It doesn't take a whole lot to, you know, get a nice bright color. And I'm really excited to use these in one of, you know, my art projects. So I thank you for stopping by, and I will talk to you guys again later. Watercolor confettis, and this is the tropicals. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.